So we have a new moon coming. What's that going to mean for us?
We do. Now, this is not the supermoon. That's not till the eclipse at the end of the month. But this is the new moon in the sign of Capricorn. And new moons always mean new starts. But this is the first new moon in the sign of Capricorn, with Saturn being in Capricorn. So, and a lot of people are afraid of it. And to me, it's a good time to build things back up. So for Capricorns in particular, the sign we're in, it's about them. They have to be really careful because responsibilities are headed their way. Because Capricorn's more so than any other sign are more than willing to deal with that kind of responsibility. And it's something they've been asking for 3 or 4 years, but they can start to see it occurring at this new moon, and they're likely to embrace it. So it's new starts for them both personally and professionally. For Aquarians, this is a good moon to take some time off. This is the end of their solar year. The sun doesn't enter their sign until later on during the week on Friday. And so they just really want to they want to take a look over the last year, see things they like, keep that, find a way to deal with stuff that happened over there that they don't like, and then leave it behind for when the sun goes into their sign next month. At the end of the week. For Pisces, this is a great new moon for them. This is really a pretty positive time for Pisces. It's a time for them to count on their group associations to help advance the Pisces wants and needs. So the Pisces gets what they want, not through their own individual efforts, but through the efforts of a group. For Aries, it's in their 10th house of career and public standing, and the powers that be are taking a hard look at the job that Aries does, for good or for ill. And they're either going to, and it's either a feast or a famine. Either you're going to be very, very successful at that, or you're going to be pointed out what you need to change in order to keep your job. But either way, I think the focus is pretty positive for Aries. For Tauruses, this is a great new moon for them. They are over the dark night of their soul. They are over all of the overwhelming responsibilities. I'm pretty sure the paperwork for Pat with Christmas wish is all done. And now it's time really just to get back into a routine of something that they can manage, something that suits them, so they're not backtracking and they're not feeling like they're behind the power curve. And legal matters, educational matters, any kind of paperwork matters go very, very well for the Taurus.
Yeah, it'll be tax time. Plus, there's always that time for taking care of those grandbabies.
Oh, and that's the thing that she likes the most.
Yes.
So, and the other stuff is going to go easy to give her more time to be able to do that.
Good.
For Geminis, it's in their 8th house of profound transformations and what is hidden. And it really depends on how Geminis have lived their life, what they've done, what is revealed and what isn't revealed. And they need to be careful because they're very likely to be cut off from accustomed sources of income, and they're going to have to kind of re-budget their lives and figure out what they're going to do about that. For Cancers, it's in their 7th house of partners and open enemies, and the United States is a Cancer, and our partners are going to start to stand up to us and go, hey, we want to get more out of this deal. And we, on the other hand, Cancers everywhere, are going to be examining over the next 30 days all of their interpersonal one-to-one relationships to see whether it works for you or not. And not everybody that's an ally is going to stay an ally, and not everybody that's an enemy is going to stay an enemy. But the gift of discernment is what this new moon brings for Cancers, and I think that bodes well for the United States too, saying, hey, either you're with us or against us, and if you're against us, we're cutting off your money.
Woohoo! Like
Which
that.
I think is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
For Leos, sadly, nothing but hard work awaits, but it's not a negative kind of hard work. It's like back to work in full swing and trying to create a new structure to operate inside of your job. It's not changing where you work. It's acquiescing to the structure that's been imposed and finding a way to embrace that structure and grow inside of it in a controlled growth rather than a wild out of control kind of thing.
Gotcha.
For Virgos, I'm hoping to have a ton of fun. It's our favorite time of year. It's the 5th house of love affairs, children, amusement, sports, all of that kind of thing. And anything that's fun and entertaining is what the Virgo is going to do. And the Virgo gets the opportunity to turn what was once a vocation into a vocation. And I have to laugh when I read this. I just set up a hitting tent, a hitting zone in my backyard to give hitting lessons. Which should, I guess, work out okay. Because I love doing it. For Libras, this energy is in their 6th house of work and of home and of foundations, and Libras are they're really going to have to batten down the hatches at home, solidify whatever it is they're doing at home, say goodbye to some structure at home that has outlived its usefulness in their life, and maybe time just to let that kind of go by the wayside. And for Libras, this week really brings the hard decisions, and they know what the right decision is. They just need to make it, and that way their backs will stop hurting. For Scorpios, it's in their third house of day-to-day living, and they, with Jupiter in their sign, Scorpios are expanding everything that they do. Their interpersonal relationships, one-to-one relationships, putting forth their own interests, and they have to be careful not to let it run amok, and that they're going to have to establish some sort of structure to do all that within, so they don't end up backtracking or worse, duplicating their efforts, which is never a cool thing to do. For Sagittarians, it's about the money. It's about making more money. It's about getting a budget that's realistic, that you can really live with. It's about capitalizing on your existing resources, but it's about making more money. For Capricorns, so that's all 12 signs, because we started with Capricorns.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac, with the new moon on Tuesday, in their sign.
Sounded like pretty good news. We'll see you next week.
I think so.
Good.